All right, for today's video review, we're going to be taking a look at BotBots Series 6 Unhandy from the Custodial crew, who turns into a little latex glove here. Now, Unhandy did actually show up in the BotBot show, though weirdly in the show he was yellow, which I thought was kind of odd, but for the actual toy, they made it a much more sort of like appropriately colored sort of like seafoam color, which is really, a pretty common color for these latex gloves. So, I mean, yellow works, but, I feel like this makes a bit more sense, even if it is a little bit less accurate to what it looked like in the show. But yeah, it's a fairly good glove mode. I mean, it really just had to be a nice kind of sculpted hand. The one issue I have with it, and with this BotBot in general, is unfortunately, this is another one of the ones from the 8 packs that just has a joint that is so unnecessarily tight that it kind of completely prevents you from fully transforming it into its alt mode, because the little feet down here are they compress into the body for transformation, and that's really about as far as I can comfortably get them. And if I push them any further than that, there's just no way I would ever be able to get them out. And they're also weirdly always set in that kind of like angle, so when you put it down on the ground, it always has a bit of an angle. In terms of the joints, this is not the worst thing, because, like, honestly, it sticks out so little that the glove mode is still pretty good overall. It's just could have been a little bit better, which is still unfortunate, and it still irritates me that the tolerance is just like way too tight. But at least it doesn't actually affect it all that much in practice. But yeah, to transform him, basically you just take the little hands and rotate them out from the side. They're just on little ball joints here. Like I said, take the feet and pull them out, which, is still, even when you push it this far and can be a little bit tricky. It's not too bad, but, it's still, you can't even technically fully transform it, just because, like, even looking at this, like, clearly this little bit that's supposed to slide into that little groove there, just, I mean, I guess it looks okay. It is just too tight to fit in there, though, which is a bummer. And then, if it's so tight, you really couldn't get it out if you actually pushed it in fully. So, yeah. And then you can flip up this flap here to reveal his face, and there we have Unhandy in his robot mode. And yeah, I actually quite like the robot mode. I mean, like, the other ones that are like that showed up in the show first, he still doesn't really look a whole lot like the character in the show. Colors aside, just the face is completely different. But I do like the face. I like that they've given him a little splashes of color with the gold teeth there. That's nice, and definitely helps with giving a little bit more color to the face, which has been part of my complaint with a lot of the Series 6 BotBots, is just that they're not using enough colors to pick out the expressions. But yeah, no, he's pretty cute. In terms of articulation, the arms can rotate around and then kind of hinge in and out, because they're just on ball joints there, and that's about it. But yeah, no, I actually quite like the robot mode. Again, this is one that I would really, really like if it was just a little bit better, but at least, the sort of like compression thing isn't the worst offender, because again, like, alt mode more or less looks all right, even with the like little feet kind of sticking out of the bottom, so it's not too bad. I'd say robot mode for me probably gets, honestly, a full 5 out of 5 for the there you go, 1 2 3 4 5 for yeah, I don't know, I just think he's cute. I like the shape of it. I like, maybe it would push me to that bonus 6 point if the face had a little bit more color on it, but overall I like the expression. I think that it's a cute and charming little BotBot. Alt mode, I'll probably give a 4 out of 5. It's still pretty good. I would probably give it a 5 out of 5 if it weren't just for that little thing of the feet being like a little bit better. But I don't know. It's also not that interesting an object, all things considered. But no, it's pretty adequate, pretty good. I think it works well. And then transformation, I mean, even though it technically doesn't fully function at all, which would normally make me give it a 1, I think I'm just going to drop it down to a 2 instead, which is only like one point below average, just because it's still, it still mostly functions, at least effectively. It just can't fully function how it's supposed to, which still really annoys me, but at least it kind of, the BotBot kind of gets out of it, relatively unscathed. Which is ultimately going to give Unhandy a final score of 11 out of 15, which makes him a 3-star BotBot. So yeah, if it just weren't for that, probably would have been a 4-star BotBot, because I really like Unhandy. But it's a shame that the tolerance is. I guess in terms of articulation, he also has kind of a waist swivel, if you want to count that. Yeah, like I said, it is unfortunate with the whole like feet not fully compressing thing, but there are worse offenders in the 8 packs. But yeah, if you want to pick up on Handy, he is available in one of the two Series 6 8 packs for the custodial crew, and is also available in the blind packed 1 packs. So that's how you would pick this one up. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have BotBots Series 6 Unhandy.